Look at the Torah, Parshas Tzav, page 28. Top of the pages. Top of the page. Okay, the last thing that Rebbe is explaining was that there's two levels of Malchus. There's Malchus is Yami, Malchus is Yabasha. The way Malchus is lowering itself into Bria to Nasiya, that's the level of Eretz. The way Malchus is within itself, because Malchus has to take all the levels from above and conceal them, because as is, Atzilus cannot be revealed in Bria. So they have Malchus just to conceal those levels. That's the level of Yam of Malchus, and then it becomes Eretz, it comes into Bria. So that Mamish top of the page at 28. So he says, calls all of this is Dafka Kshav Ashpa Nimsha Baderav and Seder Shtaushas. This is when the world functions normally. Atzilus, Bria, Yetzira, it has to come gradually from Atzilus into Bria. Sha'ol Shayah Bechinis Yama Yabasha. Then you can have the level of Yam and Yabasha. Alma Diskasya Alma Disgalya. Then you have the hidden worlds, the revealed worlds, things are normal. That's the pattern of world. That it's impossible that the revelation of Atzilus, which is godly, should come into Bria as is, because Bria can't handle it. It's impossible for Atzilus to come into Bria unless if there's a concealment beforehand in the level of Alma Diskasya. So he says that concealment should remain concealment, yet a little bit of it can come down into revelation into Bria. Then a slight revelation can become Makar Hashefa L'Biyah in a level of Alma Disgalya. In other words, in the normal routine of world, Atzilus is godly. In order for Atzilus to come into Bria, it can't come in as is. So it has to be a concealment, a blockage, a curtain, Malchus, whatever. And then it's able to come into the lower worlds of Bria. That's the normal way of things. Amnam B'Leil Shvi Pesach. On the seventh night of Pesach, Shayamerim is Galahar Gedel of Atzuma. Momayla Miseder Ishtalshas. But what happened on Shvi Pesach, there was such a super great level of Elokus revealed, from the level of Ein Sof Abar Atzma Sefer Kol Almin Sha'ashavu Mashva. There's a level of godliness that comes into the worlds accordingly. Okay, so then you have Atzilus gets more, Bria yes, less, Yetzira less, Asiya less. Then you have a level of godliness, which is called Sefer Kol Almin. That's called B'chol Almin, meaning, in that level, to give a simple mashal, in finite, 1 billion is more than 1 million, which is more than 1,000, which is more than 10. Right? In the level of infinite, 1 and 1 trillion and 1 billion, it's all the same. There is no 1, there's no 10, there's no billion. It's infinite. So what happened during the year, a normal way of doing things is, Atzilus comes into Bria, but that can't come as is, it has to limit itself, because Bria is not as great as Atzilus. So Atzilus has a greater revelation. In order for this greater revelation to become into Bria, Yetzir and Asiyah, that it can handle it, that has to be a tzimtzum, that has to be a concealment. But once you reveal a level, which Atzilus and the highest and the lowest are all the same, so then you don't need this normal pattern. That's called the level of Dilug, of Pesach, of jumping. In that level, there's no hidden, there's no revealed, it's the same thing. There's no finite, there's no infinite, it's all the same thing.
Rabbi, would that be the same as giving of the Torah on the Har Sinai?
That is even greater.
What is greater?
Matan Torah. Yes. So he says, Shatzilus Asiyah Shavim Mamish Lefanav. In that level of godliness, Atzilus and Asiyah are both equal. Chashecha Ka'ira Mamish. Whether it's dark, whether it's light, Shebechin is Helen Vagilish Shebeseder Shtaushas, Ein Mis Alma Diskasya. Then the hidden world the hidden world, which is so great it can't be revealed. Then they're both equal. See, hidden world and concealed world and revealed world have one thing in common. They're worlds. One's hidden and one's revealed. But that's all world though. In a level which is above world, there is no hidden world and concealed world because there's no world. It's just a lukus. Therefore, this level changes the chain of events. That the hidden world becomes revealed, just like his Galia, that the concealed itself becomes revealed. And let me explain what this means in the way it really is, no, in English, but in a deeper level. We have to understand what this means. When you say hidden becomes revealed, okay, when you have, which is like Or and Chayshach, okay? Chayshach is hidden, and Or is Gilui, right? Revelation. We learned, if you have a pitch black room, mom is dark, and you bring a light into the room, the darkness did not become light. All you did was dispel darkness. That's all you did. The second you take away the light, it's dark again. So you didn't change darkness, that darkness became light. You just dispelled the darkness. Light is stronger than darkness. It beat it up, so to speak, and it got rid of it. The second you take away the power, the light, it's back to normal. Here we're talking about Yam became Yabasha. Doesn't mean they brought a power light into Yam, and Yam became, you're able to see now what's going on. You know, there's light, so you can see what's going on under the water.
Floodlights.
Whatever. It means the hidden world, as hidden world, became light, became revealed. Darkness became light. Not darkness was dispelled. Finite, as finite, became infinite. What?
Is that why concealed is a higher level of revealed, because concealed also contains revealed within it?
Yeah.
Revealed does not contain concealed.
Yes, 100%. But in a simpler way, why is it hidden? Because it's too great to become revealed. The revealed levels can't handle it. But here we're saying that, in other words, like we learned many times, in order to combine Ruchnius and Gashmius, finite, infinite, light and dark, miracle and nature, it needs to tap into a level which is higher than both. Because in a level where hidden is identified as hidden and revealed is identified as revealed, and Gashmius is identified as Gashmius and Ruchnius is identified as Ruchnius, that level, Gashmius cannot become Ruchnius. And Ruchnius can become Gashmius. Because it's already identified what it is. Remember, like we learned already in different Maamarim, why does tshuva help only in this world? Why can't you do tshuva in Olam Haba? Because Olam Haba is a world which has already defined what it is. That's it. This world, through Torah mitzvahs, to the level of tshuva, it's not defined yet. So good is not defined as good, bad is not defined as good. You can tap into a level where good is bad and bad is good.
The nature of the water was to flow. So nature changed.
But
That's so Tanya.
yeah, that's exactly that Yam became Yabosha. But not that Yam was dispelled by light coming in through Yabosha, it dispelled Yam. And the second that Gilu went. What happened in Kriyas Yamsuf when the Pasuk says, Hafach Yam la Yabosha. U'bnei Sohocho ba Yabosha b'teich hayam, It means Yam became Yabasha. Not that Yam was pushed away. See, you learn the simple pasuk. The wind came and pushed away. Okay? So Bepashtus is not such a big thing. The wind was stronger than water. So it split the water. Then Yam didn't become Yabasha. Then Yam didn't become Yabasha. You just took away the Yam. But Yam still stays Yam. The second that was over, it became Yam again. What the Chassidus explains, what happened really at Kriyas Yam Suf, was Yam became Yabasha. Darkness, we don't know what that means. Darkness became light. The Rabbi explains in the Maamar, in the Rebbe's Maamar. The Rabbi explains that even in the days of Shlomo Melech, when there wasn't a place in the world that Shlomo Melech's greatness wasn't heard, that he had Venaro Elav Kol HaGoyim, all the nations came, Queen of Sheba, which officially was very far away, also heard the greatness of Shlomo Melech, and she came to Yerushalayim, yeah? So the Rabbi explains over there, what happened was, Shlomo Melech's time, Kaim Asir B'Shlomus, was the best spiritual, physical time for the Jews, it was full moon. Shlomo Melech was the 15th generation from Avram Avinu, it's the full moon, right, the 15th day. So there was such a Gilui Elokus, that there wasn't a place in the world that didn't have Gilui of Shlomo Melech, of Elokus. But the Rebbe explains, the darkness still stayed darkness. The light just dispelled it. The Gilui of Mashiach is that Cheshech becomes Or. Not that you're dispelling darkness. Darkness as darkness, like we just said Siyam Rambam, yeah? The last pasuk of V'rol kol basi V'rol v'nigla kved Hashem, it's not in Siyam Rambam. V'nigla kved Hashem will be revealed when Mashiach comes. V'rol kol basar yachtav kipi Hashem diber. All flesh will see that Hashem is speaking. The Rebbe Rashab said, what does the pasuk mean? It doesn't mean every person will see Elokus. Basar as basar will see Elokus. Hunk of meat as hunk of meat. Not the neshama is going to be overpowering the body, and therefore the light is dispelling the darkness. Basar as basar, hunk of meat as a hunk of meat is going to see Elokus. That's a completely different gilui. As Sidus explained, in order to have the gilui, left already, of Anechi Havaya Lekecha, yeah, that until Matan Torah, Ruchnius was Ruchnius and Gashmius was Gashmius. And you couldn't mix the two. Why? Because they're opposites. Fire and water cannot be joined. It can't. Either the water extinguishes the fire evaporates the water. It cannot coexist. Yet they're both creations. They're both creations. Yeah. Ruchnius and Gashmius is infinitely more opposite than fire and water.
In order to achieve that level, you needed Moshe Rabbeinu.
Yeah, well, one second, let me just finish the point. So what happened in Matan Torah? Matan Torah was such a gilui, Anechi Havaya Lekecha, okay? Let's speak in a practical sense. Anechi is the essence, Havaya is Ruchnius, Elokecha is the world, Bereishis bara Elokim Gashmius, yeah? So to speak. That until Matan Torah, Gashmius was Gashmius, Ruchnius was Ruchnius. What happened in Matan Torah? There was a revelation above Gashmius, above Ruchnius, that now Gashmius can mingle with Ruchnius, Ruchnius can coexist with Gashmius. In other words, fire and water are now coexisting in a much more infinite, complicated way, because it's more opposite. In order to come to that Gilui, there had to be Kriyas Yam Suf. what happened to Kriyas Yamsuf? This Gilui, that Yam, meaning the hidden levels of Elokus, which are normally not revealed, became Yabasha, not dispelled Yabasha. Yam became Yabasha. That means the hidden worlds, as hidden worlds became revealed, darkness as darkness was a revelation of light. That happened in Kriyas Yamsuf. That was the preparation and the prerequisite, so to speak, for Matan Torah to happen 49 days, minus 42 days later. Yes, that Gilui of Kriyas Yamsuf had to be through Moshe Rabbeinu. That's why the Pasuk says, Vayaminu ba'Hashem u'b'Moshe avdei. What happened in Kriyas Yamsuf? Vayaminu ba'Hashem u'b'Moshe avdei.
So we can now, as a human being, dispel
After Matan Torah we could.
we have that power now?
You take a gashmistic object, take a piece of leather and make tefillin out of it. That's what you're doing. You're making gashmi ruchni. Like we said, to unite gashmias and ruchnias together, you must be above both of them. Because if you're limited in gashmi, you can't make ruchni, right? Therefore, there is no way in the world, science, even with AI, whatever you want to, science will never be able to create life. They could take a stem cell, which is microscopic, and they can extend life. But creating life means you are connecting ruchnius and gashmius together. Science will never be able to do that. The way a Jew does it, you do a mitzvah, that's what you do. Where did you get that koyach from? Only after Matan Torah. Before Matan Torah, that couldn't happen. What?
This conversation started when you said that the Yabasha, the water didn't change because the dirt dryness was there. But this explains that it was a complete change.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because it didn't last. It wasn't like taking...
Correct. Matan Torah lasts forever. This is only a temporary thing. Yeah, it only lasted temporarily.
Right, so it wasn't...
It was that Gilui, though, that for that while, Yam became Yabosh. It wasn't dispelled.
But it wasn't like feeling that the B'tzitz changed.
Because after Matan Torah. But in order for Matan Torah to have that Gilui happen on a permanent basis, there first had to be Kriyas Yamsuf. Now, in order for Kriyas Yamsuf to happen, they had to eat matzah one day, we have to eat matzah 6 days.
So is there going to be a permanent Kriyas Yamsuf when Mashiach comes?
Yeah.
Like, so all seeds will have pathways? I'm serious.
It says, the Rebbe brings down a medrash in the earlier
It's not
sikh.
reasonable to say that the waters can disappear. And then
When Kriyas Yamsuf happened, the medrash says, Nifko Komayonas Shabba'ilam, all the water in the world split except Nar Pras. Euphrates didn't split. Why? Because the Nar Pras says Mashiach is going to come, Vehikal L'Shivin Necholim, it's on the last day after the last day of Pesach. Vehikal L'Shivin Necholim. Mashiach is going to split the Euphrates, not into 12, but into 7. Chassidus explains why that was 12 and why this is 7. But that Gilui of Nar Pras is a much greater Gilui of Elokus than what happened in Kriyas Yamsuf.
So it's very good.
What?
It's very good that they're eating matzah. We should be happy that they're eating matzah.
Even though it's expensive, yeah.
Forget what expensive, but actually it elevates.
The only shaila is the guy that owns the Matzah bakery, can they say Zeh Lachma Anya? This is poor man's bread. That's the shaila they have to ask. The people eating it for sure can say Zeh Lachma Anya because they go broke. But
Anytime nature of something changes, this process happens. Somebody like Shuba or
Tshuva, yeah. But a miracle happens, that's not, it's dispelling it. It's that at that time, miracle is stronger than nature, so it breaks the nature. It doesn't transform. Miracles don't transform nature. By Kriyas Yamsuf it did. That's why by Kriyas Yamsuf, even the baby said, Shiv Chal Yam, Zeh Keli. They pointed to and said, this is it.
But if there's a keli, they will transform the nature. So was Mishka. There was a keli when the miracle happened.
That was the Vasel Mishchanti B'Seichel. Again, that's why the Aron didn't take up any place. That's why there are 10, besides that, there are 10 constant miracles in the Beis HaMikdash. But the ultimate Gilui, all the other miracles were the miracles breaking nature. A woman didn't miscarry, the fire didn't put out the Mizbeach, the rain didn't put out the Mizbeach, the column of smoke didn't move around in the wind. The miracle broke the nature. Makam Ha'adam Einam Min Amida means there was, like we learned, the Arden took up 2.5, the room was 20, yeah, from the end of the Arden to the room was 10, from the end of the Arden was 10, okay? The Arden took up 2.5. In other words, in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, 10 plus 10 plus 2.5 equals 20. Not because he went to yeshiva, there's no math.
It creates says from the end of the arm, or could it be from the center of the arm?
No. Then it's not Makam Ha'adam Min Amida.
And he knows he's playing.
I know. But what does that mean? That miracle was not stam a miracle broke nature. Within the nature of place was super place. In nature was supernatural. That's what he said. It's 3 words in Tillim. The whole Tshuva and Rashba Chassidus always brings down. We just said this the other day in Tillim. Va'atahu, in Yom Chafalef, before Bachinah. Yeah, before Bachinah. Va'atahu, you are God. U'shneisecha lo yitamu. Your years don't end. Now, normally, there cannot be such a thing as an infinite finite. Can't be. What does it mean, U'shneisecha lo yitamu? It means that finite, lo yutam becomes infinite. That means nimnam nemor, says the Rabbi uses the expression, that it's above time and place, above everything together. So in that level, place and above place, time made timeless, or place made placeless, that happened.
What is the measurement of the 27